Okay, family, we get paid to read these books. Formal education will pay you a living, but formal education will pay you a living, but self-education will pay you a fortune. This is how we self-educate. We read the daggum books, we study, we think about what we read, we figure out how we can implement it into our lives, into our thought process, and that's it. And then we keep on growing. I love it. It's so much. The more I learn and study, the more I know what I don't know. So that inspires me to keep going. All right, let's get into it. Now, this is over here with my man, David Goggins, and he is in his second cycle of Bud School, which is SEAL training, and he is getting mentally tougher. You can just tell by what he's talking about and his experiences. He's just getting mentally tougher the further along he's in the program. He says, in the same way, if you are up against a competitor for a promotion, this is page 121. We still in the Taking Souls. In the same way, if you are up against a competitor for a promotion and you know where you fall short, you can shape up your game ahead of your interview or evaluation. In that scenario, laughing at your weaknesses won't solve the problem. You must master them. In the meantime, if you are aware of your competitor's vulnerabilities, you can spin those to your advantage. But all of that takes research. Again, know the terrain, know thyself, and you better know your adversary in detail. Now listen to this. Once you're in heat of battle, it comes down to staying power. If it's a difficult physical challenge, you will probably have to defeat your own demons before you can take your opponent's soul. That means rehearsing answers to the simple question that surely to rise up like a thought bubble. Why am I here? If you know that moment is coming, have your answer ready. Teammates, my insight is knowing thyself takes a lifetime. Because some things, you're going to grow and some things make you upset when you even shouldn't, but somebody else look at the situation, wouldn't even be upset. One person is disappointed. Well, somebody else who knows that's supposed to happen, they're not even disappointed. This person has some resentment over something that somebody did, and another person is more mature, knows that you have to overlook shortcomings in people because we all have them. Teammates, that is a lifelong journey. That is not overnight. Knowing thyself takes a lifetime, and we got to continue to study how we think. I am preaching better than y'all saying amen. If you were, let me talk about me. Things that I don't even think twice about now, I would have been furious about years ago. Things that disappointment, like what? Who cares? I would have been like 3 days to recover years ago. Things that I would be be upset over. I'm like, I'm glad you did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta get better mentally. And it takes a lifetime. All right, let's go. Know thyself. Know thyself. Know thyself ain't your daggone favorite ice cream, man. Knowing thyself is, why am I upset? Why am I afraid? Why am I whatever, any negative energy, doubt, fearful, confused, anxious? Why am I any of that when I should be bold, courageous, and excited and pumped up and enthusiastic and confident? Let's go. All right, now. So he's talking about all the challenges he's going through, getting through Bud's training school. Now here he is. This is page 2. He says, he landed a hollow point on my deepest insecurity. Now, he's talking about this time on the second cycle, David Goggins is giving him the business. He's like, listen, I'm the most fittest person you ever seen. He's taking all the drills and the punishment and the hazing, and he's just eating it up like apple pie and ice cream on the 4th of July. Him and his platoon boat crew, too, they pumped up. Everything the daggum leadership does to them to try to dog them out, they like, give me more. So this guy says, I got something for you. He made him run a mile out and swim out up the beach, and he had to swim out to the boat. It was just some crazy situation that any other person wouldn't even have attempted to do. Now listen to this. He says, Now, this is after he told him what he wanted him to do. He was challenging him for real. He says, he landed a hollow point on my deepest insecurity, pierced my confidence, and I was stunned silent. I gave him a look that said, are you effing kidding me? I was a decent swimmer by then, and surf culture didn't scare me because we weren't that far from shore. But in open water, hypothermic swim 1,000 yards offshore in a storm. God, what are you even talking about? To a boat that had no effing idea I was heading that way. That sounded like a death sentence, and I hadn't prepared for anything like it. But listen to this is my insight. But sometimes the unexpected descends like chaos, and without warning, even the bravest among us must be ready to take on risks and tasks that seem beyond our capabilities. Insight number 2, you have to be afraid and do it anyway. In fact, teammates, if you don't have a little fear when you get ready to speak in front of a group that you've never spoken to before, or following up, or whatever situation that you're doing that's uncomfortable, then you ain't living yet. You gotta be afraid, and that is what it's all about. Let's get into it. Let's stretch. All right. And let's teammates, ain't that something? He's talking about running a mile, swimming 1,000 yards to get on a boat in the middle of the ocean in the winter. All we got to do is get ourselves pumped up to talk to the next person. Come on. Let's get excited. Listen to this last point. Now, he had to do all of this, and he ended up doing it. And felt like he was going to die. Listen to this. He says, so this is like he's in the actual moment he's reliving the moment in this book. He said, so he's out there swimming. He said, I swallowed water about a gallon. It was as if the sea was prying open my jaws and flooding my system with each gulp. My fear magnified. I had no idea that back on land, SBG was preparing for a worst case scenario rescue. He thought he was going to faint or something. He says, I didn't know he'd never put another man in that position before. I didn't realize that he saw, listen to this, teammates. This is getting into my insight. I didn't realize that he saw something special in me. And like any strong leader, wanted to see how far I could take it. As he watched my light bulb bob on the surface, nervous as hell. He told me all that during a recent conversation. At that time, I was trying to survive. Teammates, my insight is strong leaders push people. You don't know, most people are not going to go as far as to the limit unless they get a push. Ooh, that's a good word. We need people around us that's pushing us, that's stretching us. Do more. Call the next one. Call the next one. Call the next one. Call the next one. Follow up. Get this. Speak here. Put yourself out there. Create this. We need leaders to push us. We don't know how far. If you knew how far you could go, then you wouldn't need a leader. You wouldn't need a coach. I love that. He said strong leader. A strong leader. He said any strong leader wanted to see how far I could take it. Teammates, I don't know where the daggum limit is for you. I don't know what the limit is for me. But I'm going to keep on pushing and moving forward, trying to find it till we get there. Love you guys, teammates. This is some good stuff. I hope y'all getting something out of this. I sure am. Love you guys. We'll run this back again tomorrow.